Hi everyone, this is Brenda Skirmont with All Lacquered Up Nails and More. Thank you for joining me today as I show you one of the ways that I have found to recreate this beautiful multi-dimensional opal nail that has kind of taken the internet by storm. And as you can see, you can really look into this nail and see a lot of depth and dimension and sparkle. So it's been very intriguing trying to figure out how it was done. So I'm going to show you one of the ways that I found that I think is pretty easy to replicate and just takes a few minutes to do. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clear tip. Color that I'm going to put down is I'm going to be using a product from Profiles Backstage, which is called So Jelly, and this is their soft translucent white. So so far this is one of my favorite soft whites that I found, and I want to create some highlighted areas to get started with. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put this down, and I'm just doing it very random, no particular pattern to it, because I do want some areas that have a little bit of color but that milky quality to it. So as you can see, just very quick, dot that on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take another color by Profiles, and this one's called Blackout Cat Eye. It has an amethyst kind of look to it. I'm not going to be using the magnet on it though. I just want it for the depth. And what I do find is that this color has a lot of reflective properties as well, and it's still pretty sheer. So I'm just gonna apply that a little bit at the top, maybe a little bit to the bottom, wherever I feel I want that color to go. Next, I'm going to be taking a little bit of the Profiles, once again, So Jelly, and this is in their yellow. And I love these colors because they're very, very translucent and such bright, vivid colors that they work really, really well with these techniques. So I'm just gonna kind of apply that on in a little bit of a fashion there. And I'm also using, by the same company, Profiles, and this is their red So Jelly color. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put some next to that yellow. I'm gonna come up and put some up here, maybe a little dollop down there. Next, I'm taking just a very fine nail art brush, and I wanna come in and just kind of blur those lines a little bit. I just don't want any hard lines, no specific pattern, just kind of pulling it in there, weaving it a little bit. Especially between the yellow, I want to really kind of blend that so I can get some oranges in that color. Okay. And I don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. It's just very quick. If I want to bring a little bit more of that white in, which we'll be adding a little bit later anyway, but just randomly put those colors in. Once I've done that, I am going to pop this into my lamp and cure that. Because these are all transparent colors, you can do just a flash cure. So, all right, I've taken the nail out of the lamp, and my next step is going to be applying a sticky layer for a transfer foil. So I am applying from Profiles Quick Stick It. This works really, really well with this particular foil, and I'm just going to apply a nice, even, thin coat. And then we're going to pop this into the lamp for between 30 and 60 seconds. Okay, so while that is curing, I want to show you the foil I'm going to be using. This is a transfer foil that I found in my cabinet. I have no clue where I found it, but I do remember seeing a lot of different companies have something very similar. And as I rotate it, you can see it almost has like that crystal frosted glass look to it. And you'll see a lot of different rainbow prisms reflected within this foil. Now, when you look inside of an opal, you'll see this same kind of fire flashing, frosted look deep within the foil, or deep within the nail, deep within the opal, sorry. And so this I thought would work really perfectly, and when I tried it, the result is just amazing. Okay, so I have applied So Sticky to the nail, and I've taken it out of my lamp. I'm going to cleanse the surface with just a little bit of alcohol and a wipe, and I'm just going to quickly just come right down the nail. Now I'm going to take my transfer foil. And this particular foil, it is a little hard to tell, and I don't know if you can see on the camera very well, but one side is just a little bit duller than the other. So we want to place the dull side onto the nail, press it down and rub it in really, really well. Okay, so I will actually use my handle to my brush sometimes and just really, really work it. Midway through, I'll kind of lift it up just to make sure it is transferring, that I have the right side, and it is. So that is exactly what we want. So I'm going to take my art brush here, and I'm just going to really rub it along all of the surface area. Make sure I get a lot of that transferred. And then I'm going to remove the paper. And as you can see, it looks like it pretty much took the whole transfer right across. Now when I move my nail around, can you see how that is shining within the nail? It really creates that opaly look. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take a blooming gel, and we're going to put the blooming gel on the top of this nail, because my next step, I really want the colors to kind of meld and remain very, very, very transparency. So I'm going to put a thin layer of blooming gel over the top of this. Wow, you can really see those little fractured design elements popping up now. So now I'm going to take my from Profiles. Once again, this is their blue jelly color, and look at how vibrantly blue this is. I mean, it's really, really nice. So I'm going to just drop some of that on there, and you want to see how the colors underneath just really continue to show through. And then I am going to take the soft white transparent So Jelly once again, and wherever I want some really light areas, because as you can see from the original nail that I'm imitating here, we will get, there are some really soft areas coming through. So I just want to make sure you clean off your brush before you put it back into the bottle. Now I'm going to take my nail art brush, and I'm just very lightly going to kind of come in and pull those colors so that they're not well defined, but you can just see them. It's amazing. Okay, isn't it pretty? See how simple that is? And if you want to, you can hold this nail upside down for just a couple seconds. This will allow the gel to flow down and create a nice smooth finish for you, rather than one that's filled with lumps and bumps, which is not very attractive when we have our finished nail. So once we've done that, I am going to take this nail now and pop it into the lamp. Now the next thing we want to do when it comes out, we do want to add just a little bit more sparkle and depth to it. So I have selected several different color flakes, and you can, again, I don't know exactly where I've gotten all of these from. I kind of collect them as I go along, but I'm sure most of us have a drawer full of these somewhere along the line. So this is one of my favorite ones. This is really more like that mother of pearl, kind of an oystery looking appearance, and then to put over the darker part of the blue. Now this one I believe is more of a mylar than a flake, but it's very, very fine, so I'm going to use that one. I also thought maybe to add a little bit of green in there, and that'll probably be enough. So now that my nail has had time to cure a little bit, I am going to take my flakes and we're just going to randomly place them. We don't want too many because it'd become too busy then. So I'm just going to put a thin coat of Stick It on there. Okay. I forgot that the jellies and stuff don't leave much of a sticky layer. So we can actually just stick it down. I don't even really have to cure it at this point because it will, just having that wet layer is going to allow my bits and pieces that we're adding in here to attach. I think some green over in here would be kind of good. Again, not a lot. And then I'm going to do some of this mother of pearl. Little bits and flakes there. Maybe put a few down here. Okay? And then once we've done that, we can go ahead and cure. All right, so just a few little bits and flakes here. And then we can go ahead and pop that into the light. And we're going to just give it a quick flash cure because that clear is going to just freeze it in place is all we need to do. All right. Now the next step I'm going to do is I want to take a little bit, do a little bit of veining. So once again, I like to come back in with my blooming gel. Blooming gel has really been my friend on this particular nail. So I'm just going to put a thin layer of bloom gel down here. And if I see that maybe I've gotten too many flakes in an area and I find that it's detracting, what I can do is come back in once again with my transparent white and I can kind of just go over that a little bit. It's still going to show through. You're still going to see it through the nail, but it's just going to soften it up. And I just did that very, very lightly. Now I'm going to take from Profiles White Magic. This is a wonderful white gel because it's one coat. That's all you need. And I do like working when I'm doing veining with this over into the blooming gel because this way here, the blooming gel is going to carry it out a little bit and it's going to soften. So I'm just going to take my nail art brush and I'm just going to kind of follow some of that white along in a very irregular pattern. And I can go over it again because when you look at veins, excuse me, you'll see that they're not always just perfect little lines. And with this bloom gel too, it'll actually carry it out and soften it. All right. And then I'm just kind of coming in with a dry brush and I want to soften that vein up. I don't want it to be really predominant. I'm just picking up the tiniest little smidge on my brush. Just itty bitty little amounts. And I can just come back in and put just a little bit here and there. Okay, let's make it look a little bit more down here. Okay. And see, it doesn't have to be super duper heavy. If you don't like how some of it is, you can actually come in with your brush and just lift some of it off. Because I want this to just be very soft. And working with that little bit of the milky white behind it really helps as well. So once again, I'm just going to pop this into the light and give it a quick flash cure. All right, I gave my nail a flash cure just to hold everything in place, and now I can come in with my top coat. I'm using Profiles Kickin' Glass because I love the high shine that it gives, and it's a nice long-lasting shine as well. So I'm just going to go over the entire nail, and I want to do a pretty generous amount because I want it to kind of level out the surface a little bit. And then I'm going to tilt my nail upside down for a few seconds before I place it into the lamp. All right, now I've taken the nail out of the lamp, and as you can see, all the hidden dimension and everything within that nail. You can see it shining through the other colors that we put on because of their transparency. It allows those to really shine through, which is what you see when you look at a fire opal or any kind of an opal. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So there's our finished nail along with the other two that I did today as well, just to show you some of the different effects that you get. All of them, if you look at them really, really close, you'll see all of that color underneath just shining through every bit of that nail. It just looks breathtaking. So they're very, very cool. Once again, I'd like to thank Profiles for making such wonderful products. The top coat we used is Kickin' Glass. I used White Magic to create the veining in the nail. Some of the colors that I used were the Blackout Cat Eye in the amethyst for my area up at the top and the tip. I also used the So Jellies yellow and red. These are absolutely stunning colors, very true to what you see on the button cap. I also used the Sky Blue glass top as well. This is one of their older packaging, so that's why it's in the black box. The true magic to this nail, I believe, is from the So Jelly. This is their soft white, transparent tinted gel, and it allows us to have those colors show through from below. And then of course we used the Quick Stick It when we were putting on the foil gel. So I hope you all enjoyed this video today, and check back in again when I come back with another video. Thanks, have a great day.